Hi people! Today I'm going to share with you guys the top 10 study apps that absolutely help me boost my productivity, and I'll absolutely use them for the rest of my study life. So for people who don't know me before, my name is Chaplin. I'm currently a rising second year studying at University of Chicago, majoring in computer science, but that's another story and we're not going to talk about that in this video. In this channel, I'll be sharing you guys a lot of content about like my study abroad experience, my reflection and tips in studying, as well as a lot of study vlogs in this channel, which I'm currently doing every single day. So if you're interested in any of these, please subscribe and show some likes to this video. It will be great support to me and this channel to make better and more helpful videos in the future. Okay, so before I actually get into the top 10 apps, let me just tell you guys a little bit of what I think about the current productivity apps. So for me, I'm a personal big fan of productivity apps because I think if they are used in a way that really fits into our study style, it'll like hugely improves our workflow and our efficiency of doing stuff. However, I think a lot of study apps or productivity apps like nowadays on app stores are definitely too much focusing on the action of planning or having that kind of decorative or superficial mode of being in a productivity mode instead of actually helping people to improve that thing. Okay, so let's get into the juicy part of this video. My top choice would definitely be Alfred. Guys, honestly, it is the life-saving app for me because personally, like, if you look at my desktop, it is absolutely a mess. Even though I'm trying to use Apple Stacks to save my like organization style, it's still a mess. Like, my folders are everywhere and like there's just like too many things to be there. And I'm just too lazy to clean stuff. So if you're anyone that would want to do some free work for me, please DM me in the comment or like email me. Like, I'm getting you access to everything. But after I have Alfred, like, so much time is saved. Like, and before, I usually will take like 10 seconds to find each app, and if I'm trying to pull up 20 files per day, let's do some math. For one file, it'll take like 10 seconds. For 20 files, it will be like 200 seconds per day, and for 365 days, it will be how much, guys? Like, you tell me. Like, somebody do the math in the comment down below. But with Alfred, you can basically go to the desktop and type in the kind of search key you set in Alfred, and then you can search the name of the file, folders, or app that you specifically want to do, and it will just automatically open it for you. If you want to just search up something, you can also use Alfred to search it up. As long as it's not some file name that you already have in your desktop, Alfred will just do it for you. Alfred, yes, download it, please. Oh, by the way, this video is sponsored by nobody. Like, honestly, like, guys, subscribe, because after you subscribe, I can like get access to more apps, and in fact, I'll probably be able to make better recommendations as I have a bigger database of all the apps that I possibly can get to. Okay, so my second recommended thing is Smart Countdown Timer. So it's more of a focused timer-ish app. I know that a lot of study YouTubers or study people love to use Pomodoro, and personally I have tried that. It's basically like a cycle where you kind of repeat the pattern of study for like 30 around minutes and then like take a break around 5 to 10 minutes and kind of do it in that cycle. But I think a lot of Pomodoro focused apps are overrated because it's just like too much decoration, and then also when you're like inserting specific tasks, you have to enter a lot of interesting and like unnecessary things, like what specific thing are you using, or like they're trying to track you into something. Like, honestly, I don't need those things, and I think they're just like something that keep me from using apps. Like, I love apps that are simple and just one feature. That's why I'm like recommending this Smart Countdown Timer. It's a super simple app with just one feature, timing stuff. And I really like it because it's really easy to use and there's no friction to do any of these. So usually I just put it up and you can just insert, how many hours are you trying to time or how many minutes, and then you can just press enter and then space, and that's it. You can start doing your work instead of, going to an app, insert a task, insert a time, and then press start, and then you close your phone. When it rings, you have to go back to it again and reset and stuff like that. I just think it's too much work. Let's just do Smart Timer like all the time. And by the way, this video is sponsored by no one. If one day this video actually blow up, Smart Countdown Timer, please keep on this good work and don't charge me, because I'm Gen Z. Thank you. Okay, so the third app is actually recommended by a lot of YouTubers. It is Notability. I think a lot of YouTubers or college people are using it. I use it all the time. Like, I read my assignments using that. I do my math homework, my math drafts using that. I do anything you can think of like related to assignments that is actually other than coding with this app. I like it because of a couple of reasons. First, the UI is super well designed. You can see the bars, you can see like things in different color, but it doesn't really feel like more than simplistic. It's just very simplistic and stylish in their own way and make you feel like you're a high class kind of students using it. Second, I really like it because you can categorize things and kind of sort things easily. You could just have like their own subcategories. As you can see here, I have like my stars class, my black holes class, my CS class. I just put them in different folders and I can easily review the files. And also I can also sort things by their date or by their titles. So as you can see from here, for my CS 154 class, I'm importing all the slides from my professor and I'm trying to review it. So whenever I need to review it, I just like sort things by date because of the PDFs they're generated by date. So I can just like easily sort them in order and review them in order. Third, I think the note-taking experience is powerful than ever. You can copy and paste things, you can highlight things, you can also create straight lines. I think it just satisfies all possible needs one need for doing like assignments and reading assignments, making comments and things like that. So in general, like Notability is a powerful tool to take some notes, sort things, as well as store them. So I think if you want to like increase your productivity, definitely use Notability. It will save you 1,000 times. Also, a really weird feature that was discovered by my friend Dylan. So shout out to Dylan for discovering this weird feature. But not only does Notability allows you to export PDFs, but it also allows you to share PDFs with link. So it would be one of the very rare things that allows you to share PDFs with links. So if you ever want to do that, like Notability. So the fourth app that I'm going to recommend is called OneNote. I actually don't take notes anymore because I think it's kind of an inefficient thing, but that's for another video topic. So OneNote, I recommend it because I think it's the one and only app that allows people to transit from page to page in a very short amount of time. Think about it, if you want to keep track of things in Google Doc and you create a folder, and for every single class you create one doc, you need to click into that page and then like save stuff or like edit stuff, and then you need to exit it, and if you want to go to another one, you have to click another one and do the whole thing again. But for OneNote, and also like for actual notebooks, like it's taking you even more time. But that's very different from OneNote. So for OneNote, you can easily like transit between pages. You can name the name of each chapters. You can name the name of each pages. This is, I think, the notes that I took in the last quarter that I actually take notes, but I took it on OneNote, and actually my code, or kind of like code-ish note for my CS intro class. So as you can see here, I'm like categorizing things. This is the notes that I take from class. It's from my professor, Mr. Shaw, and then I'm dividing the notes from each date. So here is like the February 11th notes. You can see from here, and I can, if I want to go to the next one, I can just easily click here and then go to the other one, which have basically nothing. But as you can see, like it's just really easy to switch between pages, which I really love. And the fifth note is Stickies. So as an INTJ, I love to plan things before actually doing it, but I've tried so many planner apps, and just like I said in the very beginning, I think they're overrated because they focus too much on the action of planning instead of the action of execution. If you really want to execute something really fast, you want a process to be frictionless, meaning that you don't want anything to stop you from actually doing stuff. You don't want to spend like 30 minutes into planning things, just to insert the specific name and time you want to do something. You want to just like know what you want to do and attribute it, block time for it, and you start doing stuff. So I'm passing a lot of like apps, and to be honest, Stickies is not really a planner app, but I love it because I can like save things in plain text, meaning that every single time I want to do something, I just pull up a sticky note and I say, what are the things I want to do, what's the contributed time that I contributed for that specific task, and also what's my current progress. It's very easy. I create things in like 5 minutes and I can start working. I think it's absolutely amazing. For people who have been sticking into like Planners app, try Stickies and let me know how you guys feel. If you guys still think Planners app are better, like that's totally your choice, but please try to do things in plain text. I think that's amazing. So the sixth recommended apps is Apple iCalendar. I think that was pretty easy and simple, but it's just that like as modern day people, we're having new things coming in all the time and we're forgetting things all the time. And there are things that are like meetings or interviews that are super important and you cannot forget that. So I think iCalendar is really good because you can sync the different events from your like PC, your iPhone, and like your iPad and whatever into one single place. And whenever that's happening, it will just pop out a notification on the Apple product that you're just like currently using, so you'll not forget things anymore. If people are not using Apple products, I think that's absolutely fine. You can also use iCalendar from Google, and also like Outlook calendar from Microsoft. So the sixth recommended apps is Grammarly. I think people are generally annoyed that Grammarly is using YouTubers ads all the time, I think we should schedule a specific time to talk about the details or meet something. A current student from blah blah blah. Even though Grammarly is a little bit annoying in terms of marketing and advertisement, I do think it's really helpful in terms of writing in college style. So every time I'm writing short assignments or writing essays, I'll always pull those things out and put them in Grammarly and let the auto detection detect the grammar mistakes before I specifically look into them, because I think it saves a lot of time. I'm writing always carelessly in a lot of assignments. I just think Grammarly saves a lot of times for things that are less rigorous. But absolutely, it's not having 100 accuracy. So if you really want to submit something really seriously, definitely look into things and read it for another 3 to 5 times before actually submitting it. It's called WeChat Reading. It's actually a reading kind of book app that allows readers to read things like instantly. But basically, I'm personally a person that really loves to read on a lot of interests that I have. But for college schedules, they usually ask you to dig into like a specific topic, and because college is asking you to learn things in a systematic way, per quarter you're usually focusing on 3 to 4 topics. But I hate to delay my interest, and I would love to read things as long as I develop my interest for it. That's why whenever I have something in mind, I just like search a specific topic on WeChat Reading and can start to read books that I'm interested in instantly. However, I do believe that app is only applicable to Chinese or Mandarin users, so I search for a list of book apps that might be applicable to US users. So for people who want to get into this kind of reading habit, please check the link below and see if you are interested in any of those. I'm so tired. Why is apps so much? There are just a lot of apps that are useful, guys. I think it's an amazing things, because we're having many tools to help us increase my productivity. I'm not realizing that there's so much good things about them until I'm making this video, because I have so much great things to say about them. That's kind of crazy. And to be honest, I'm not spending that much time, but considering the fact that I'm saying so much things about those apps, if you're actually interested in any of these apps and think that they will help you, please subscribe and like this video. It'll help me to have the motivation to make more and say more good stuff, or more helpful stuff, to be honest. Yeah, so the 9th app that I'm recommending is actually studying apps. It's a combination of Masterclass and Coursera. It's very similar to the kind of reasoning that I have for my last recommended app. I just think that, if you ever want to learn something, start learning it in the next second. So whenever I'm interested in something, I will also search for classes on Coursera or Masterclass. I think those two apps are covering in a huge wide range of classes. For Masterclass, they cover things like music production, creative writing, or cooking, or mental health. And for Coursera, it's Andrew Nick, so great. Love you, Andrew Nick. Even though I didn't go to Stanford, love you. Okay. For Coursera, I think it's really good because you can just enroll in the class for the first week and see if you like it or not. And for people who are not fully funded to take those classes, you can also take a 15-minute application to write a scholarship application, and they'll usually get back to you in 2 weeks. And I think the accepted rate is usually very high. But before moving on to the next app, I do want to say something about using these class-based or lecture-based learning apps. I think a lot of people would just stay on their desk and look at those lectures for 2 or 3 hours and think that they learn a lot, but when they actually want to apply those stuff, they really do not know where to put them, because you're not using a project-based studying mindset. People learn things better from actually doing it or applying the experience from it, because whenever you're applying things, you realize that there are a lot of things that you don't understand because there are a lot of errors. For example, when you try to code a line of syntax, you probably just put it in the code file, and then you realize that it's not compiling correctly. This is because you're probably lacking a lot of dependencies, or there's something wrong with your computer or your IDE. And that kind of error is actually providing you with the most valuable information, because we learn to apply. UChicago, please. Yeah, please learn by hands-on, whenever you're having a creative writing workshop, write stuff. Whenever you're having a music production class, produce music and while you're learning it, to make it more valuable of an experience. So the 10th app I have is actually Google Doc. So Google Doc is an online collaborative site from Google to help users to collaborate writing documents. I'm putting it here because I've seen a lot of my college friends start by doing things like download Word documents, send it over here, and let me edit things from my end. I'm just gonna send it back and let them download it again. But when people move on to the second year or third year, they do it a lot less, which is great. But for people who don't know that before, please use it. It will help you save a lot of time downloading and sending stuff. You can invite your friends, sending them links, or just add their email, and then you can write stuff, edit stuff, comment stuff synchronously. So that's all of the apps I have for you guys today. If you guys are interested in any of those, please download it and try them out. Let me know how it goes. Are they helping you to boost your productivity? So for the next video, I'm going to share with you guys the back to school tech that you must have. And if you find 5% of this video helpful, please like and subscribe to show more support to this channel. It'll definitely boost my confidence and motivation and love to make more creative content. I'll see you guys next time.